Welcome to the only episode of Shine a Light for this season. As you know, this series is all about the resilience of the human spirit, exploring those moments where life tests us to our absolute limits and how we find the strength to not just survive, but to thrive. Today, we are diving into a topic that isn't talked about nearly enough: the high-stakes, high-risk side of pregnancy. While we often celebrate the glow of becoming a parent, for many, the journey is one of fear, medical isolation, and life-altering decisions. Our guest today is Frances Wong. Frances went through 2 incredibly challenging pregnancies. With her firstborn, Giselle, she was confined to a hospital bed for 9 weeks, literally baking her baby one day at a time while the world carried on outside. With her second, Gordon, she faced a life-threatening condition where a single hemorrhage could have ended both her life and his. Frances is here to share the reality of what it means to be a fighter before your child is even born, the emotional toll it can take on a marriage, and most importantly, how she turned those dark hospital days into a message of hope for every woman and couple facing their own medical mountains.
Because placenta has evaded, right?
Yeah.
It's out of the womb.
Yeah.
So look out for bleeding, look out for the water bag leak. At any point in time, should any of this happen, same thing, check yourself into the ER.
Okay.
Then I cannot travel. I can't even go JB, you know. So I'm confined within Singapore.
Good.
Okay, so
then I got VEP, you'll be more fed up. I got VEP, I still cannot go JP. Hi everyone, we need your help. Please watch this video until the end. We do our best for each episode to really deliver as much value as we can. And our guests who make the time to come here, well, we need to give them the respect as well to really sit down and have a good conversation. And conversations, as conversations go, they take time. So we really ask you to please watch each video until the end. We need the hours in order for us to continue producing more and more episodes on the Chris Hansen Conversation. Please enjoy this conversation. Before we begin the show, here is an important announcement. For 100 years, Shure has set the standard for professional audio. Designed to outlast and outperform, Shure products help you deliver your message with confidence. Trust in Shure. You can be sure with Shure. Shop the Shure Shop Singapore now. Visit the link on screen and use the promo code AFC Henson to get limited Shure merchandise with your purchases. Now, let's start the show. Hello everybody and welcome back. This is the Chris Hansen Conversation, yet another episode, but this time we are going to be featuring one of our series, and as a matter of fact, even for this season, it's just going to be one episode of the series, and that series, as you can see on our top left of the screen, it's called Shine a Light. And Shine a Light is about people who've gone through certain challenges in life and yet pulled through, and they really came across all those challenges and survived them. And this is one of those stories. And I have with me in the studio today, you've heard the introduction, I have with me Frances Wong. Welcome to the studio. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, but you know something? I'm just quite curious. Kai, what the heck is this statue doing on my podcast desk? Okay. We're talking about pregnancies today. And I suppose this is supposed to be a symbol of pregnancy. The statue with the small boobies and a big butt. Okay, never mind. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. I suppose it is a picture of what is the topic is supposed to be about today. Now, we're going to be talking about certain conditions that can occur in pregnancies. And my mother used to say, pregnancy, when my wife was pregnant, pregnancies is probably the time in a woman's life where her life is hanging by a string. And then really freaked me out, to be honest. And today we're going to be talking about stuff like that. And kind of difficult topic to talk about, isn't it?
Kind of, but for myself, I kind of archive these bad memories.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
I'll try to
the
retrieve them.
digital
I'll try to-
lingo already.
okay,
You just
yeah.
archive those memories.
Really, I kind of like forgot some of what has happened or had happened. Sorry. Yeah.
But we are going to let those resurface today, right now.
Yeah.
You're good with that?
Can. No problem.
But you've also had several interviews in the past, right?
Yes.
About this matter, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. To start the topic, it's a pregnancy condition, right, that you've encountered and you went through and experienced yourself. And that condition, let's talk about this one, is PPROM.
That was my first one.
Your first one when you were expecting Giselle, your daughter.
Yes, correct.
Okay. What happened to you when you were rushed to the hospital at 25 weeks?
That was my birthday. I can't remember how old was I.
Oh, crap. It was on your birthday?
Yes. I was actually on my way to meet my husband for a birthday meal.
Right.
And I was like just walking down the stairs. Then suddenly I felt a gush. Gush from below. Then I was like, oh, cannot be. I peed, right?
Your water bag broke.
So the first instinct was, okay, I got to go back and check.
Yeah.
So when I went back home, I checked. It's colorless. It's odorless.
Okay.
That actually worries me because urine cannot be colorless, right? So the first thing I do, I called my gynae. Then I told him about the what happened. Then he told me, okay, you got to come down. No, you don't come down to me. You check yourself into KK A&E.
Okay.
Because I was only 25 weeks then.
Sorry, you got to educate me here. I'm so bad at the weeks and all that. You ladies are so good at it.
6 months, 5 months?
Okay,
6 months.
6 months. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So could it be that the occurrence of water bags breaking at that period of time of gestation, is it considered normal?
It's actually not normal because usually water bag will only breaks when we go into labor.
Right.
Right. That's a not natural occurrence.
Okay.
It just means that the baby is ready to come out.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me to actually have PPROM so early, there wasn't any explanation. Eventually.
What do you mean PPROM so early? You mean,
because it's considered very early, very advanced in terms of pregnancy.
But PPROM is an emergency situation.
Correct. So because it's called pre-ruptured or something, right? I can't remember the term. I think just now you flashed something, right?
Can you flash that again, please, Kai?
Yeah, the scientific term.
PPROM. Flash it up on screen, my friend. Preterm labor and PPROM. Okay, there's two differences there, preterm labor and PPROM.
Something like preterm rupture of membrane or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it just means that the water bag broke before it's supposed to be.
So it was a water bag that burst.
Yeah, correct.
Or broke.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's not supposed to break so early because once the water bag breaks, right?
You go into labor.
It means that you will go into labor, or rather the fetus, the baby will be exposed to everything else, infections and stuff.
Okay.
So, of course, the first thing the doctor asked me to do was to check myself into A&E. So I still went on to meet my husband. Because I was actually making the call while I'm on my way to meet my husband.
What?
Yeah. I mean, because usually you can't get the doctor so easily, right?
Yeah, but he told you to go to A&E. But why didn't you just go to A&E?
I really don't know what was happening. But I mean, at the back of my mind, I know that it is not right. But I just want to meet my husband first.
Okay.
I don't want to go into KK alone. So I met up with him. Then both of us went to KK.
Okay.
But eventually in the KK, as they call, I think the ONG, 24 ONG something lah.
Right.
Then I have to be in the triage. Then he waits outside. He waited outside. Yeah. So I was all alone in the triage. Then the doctor came, did something like a litmus swab.
Okay.
Because I think, I can't recall, the amniotic fluid should be either acidic or alkaline.
Okay.
So you can actually pick up from the litmus stick.
Right.
So from there, they could tell that it's water bag leak because there's amniotic fluid inside. Yeah, so from the color change. So the doctor just said that, oh, your water bag has broke and you might have to deliver your baby today. And I was like, huh? But she's only 800 grams because I only just did my last gynae check, right? The review, and her latest weight then was 800 grams. She was just 800 grams. How can I deliver her today, right? Then he was even telling me that, for week 24th onwards, we will still try to resuscitate the baby or something like that. Or try to revive the baby. Yeah. Because anything earlier than that, right, they won't do anything to the baby. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was really, really, really scary. So at that point in time, I was so lost. I was so scared and I was all alone in the triage. I couldn't communicate really with my husband outside. Then, so it was really, really scary.
Okay.
So
what happened next?
Well, in whatever religion you are, just I called her out, in prayers, then for help. Yeah, then the next thing that happened was, let me try to recall. The doctor came. Then, of course, he also did some ultrasound and to test how much water level do I have inside. And I think it was half or slightly less or more than half. I can't remember, but it was significantly lower because of the leak, right?
Okay.
So then he said that, since I don't have any contraction, I don't have anything, he sent me to the ward. Yeah. But the sad thing then was because, the reality thing, he went through some financial counseling with us because if I were to deliver her there and then, right, at 800 gram at 25 weeks, it means that she will need to stay in an ICU for at least 2 months. Then he was calculating like, I can't remember, was it a doctor or maybe some financial or some medical social worker.
Right.
And they were just sharing with me that, the bill might come out to be a meal or something, or half a meal. I can't recall. I'm sure it's like I archived that.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So they say, would you want to downgrade to C? The lowest grade. Then so in the event if all this, then at least you get to use your MediSave and you have the maximum coverage or something.
Yeah.
I said, go ahead. Just sign myself into C ward lah.
Okay.
So they sent me to the C ward, and I would say, thank God, I managed to pull through. Giselle I didn't deliver her until 9 weeks later, which is 34 weeks.
Okay,
but that actually meant that I was confined in KK for 9 weeks. That's like more than 2 months, So for the first 2 weeks, I couldn't get off the bed. So when you have such condition, right, the doctor will require you to be in CRIB, which is complete rest in bed. So I cannot come down from the bed.
Yeah.
I have to be flat. Or in fact, what do you call that? Recline?
Recline.
The head lower than the legs.
So you're telling me that for 2 freaking months, you were on your back?
No, only 2 weeks. 2 weeks out of the 2 months.
So, okay.
Yeah,
2 weeks of the 2 months you were on your back.
Yeah.
That's bad enough, man.
Yeah. So it was only until they determined me as like safe to get off the bed, then they allow me to actually get off.
Can I ask you a question, a very human question? When you were told to complete rest in bed, be on your back, recline or otherwise, on your back for 2 bloody weeks, what was your motivation to make sure you really laid on your back for those 2 weeks?
I would say that I was really in shock, and there's really nothing much you can do except just leave everything to God,
But you do know that.
I mean, just like lie there, and for the sake of just keeping baby safe. I mean, that's my motivation, because I rather don't move than having her out so early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also because there's going to be the $500,000 to $1 million of bills that could occur, right?
Yeah.
I mean, wow. Okay, so the motivation, of course, is making sure that Giselle, and when she was in you, is going to come out safely, and that there's going to give her that period of time to continue growing.
Yes.
But what actually, did doctors ever say what could have caused PPROM?
No. Like till today, I still do not really know what exactly happened. But there are multi-factors that can cause PPROM.
Okay,
I mean, in a medical
let's talk about
aspect.
You did your research, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they did mention like stress. They did mention about like
Stress.
Yeah, I mean heavy lifting or rather strenuous activities. Because I was doing sales then, and I was always shuttling around, you know, on a day-to-day basis, and like going multiple places. Then, you know, because I'm driving around, so in and out. Yeah, so and sometimes I do need to carry some heavy stuff. So and stress level was high, you know, as sales, right? So you always have a target to meet. So till now I still cannot determine what was the cause.
Okay.
Yeah, because there wasn't anything unusual that happened right before the water bag.
Do you know how rare this PPROM condition is?
I can't recall. Last time, or rather 10 years ago, I think I was an expert. But like I mentioned, I really archive everything already.
Yeah, but I wonder how common this could be, because if you're saying that some of the conditions, you know, that could lead to a mother suffering from PPROM, one of the stress, the other one would be strenuous activities, heavy lifting. It could just basically happen to any woman, right?
Yeah,
any expected mother.
But recently, I do have a loved one who also experienced the same, but she wasn't as lucky as me.
Okay.
She had this way before I think when she was like 20th week, so she lost the baby eventually.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, on hindsight, I'm really, really, really lucky, and Giselle is really, really lucky. You know, to be able to not to deliver on that day and to only deliver at 34 weeks, even though she was still born small, premature, at only like 1.99 kg. I think she's perfectly fine. Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah.
Okay, that was your first child.
Yeah.
Then later on, your second child, your son, Gordon.
Yeah.
Then that one you had placenta percreta. In simple words, what is that?
You know, every pregnancy you have a placenta, right? That feeds the baby, right?
Yeah.
So that placenta grew out of the uterus, because everything by right should stay within the uterus.
Okay.
Right? The baby, the placenta, everything, right?
Okay.
But for that pregnancy, the placenta grew out of the uterus and invaded into the space, and not sure whether did it actually invade into the bladder and the surrounding organs. Yeah. So it was quite messy inside, like what my gynae always say, you know, because...
Your gynae always says it's messy inside.
Yeah, because of this, it's actually considered a very high risk pregnancy complication, because, you know, placenta, I mean, if it erupt prior to the delivery, right, it will cause death to both mother and baby.
Okay.
So, I mean, that is for placenta
percreta.
I can't remember the term, but the detached lah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then for my case is it invaded out, right? So if it detached and while it's still mixed within whatever organs,
right,
it will make everything even more complicated. Yeah, but
mixed within. Okay. Basically, whatever the contents are in my little simple brain, whatever the contents are, which is actually quite nutritious content for the baby, in the placenta, it leaks out and invades into the other organs, basically.
It's the whole placenta grew out of the womb. So remember, I had a C-sec. I didn't mention. So I had a C-sec when I delivered Giselle. Yeah. So it could be that C-sec scar was the weakness point,
right,
that the placenta actually invaded
into the scarring inside.
Into the scarring.
Okay, but the doctors were not definitive about that.
They could only they could only manage the complication as it goes. You know, then basically there were a few things that I cannot do when I had this complication.
Okay. Wait. Yeah. Before you go there, you discovered the placenta percreta issue.
Yeah. It was at my 20th week detailed scan.
Okay.
So it's a very common scan.
So when they discovered that through the scan that you had that in your 20th week, what did they tell you to do?
The doctor told me that, okay, oh, no, not the sonographer.
Okay.
Yeah, the person who did the scan, she was sharing that, oh, mommy, I think you're having placenta percreta. So percreta is the what do you call that? The earlier stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, people, hang on.
We're
talking about placenta percreta. Now, Francis is mentioning placenta accreta. Two different things. Okay.
So accreta is like the prelude to the percreta.
Okay, accreta is a prelude to the percreta.
Yeah. So accreta means can't remember the whole definition already, but it's not as serious as percreta lah. So I mean, at 20th week they can only tell me that, oh, you have a low-lying placenta, and the scan shows that the placenta has kind of invaded, out a bit lah. Yeah. So that was at 20th week. So they put me on very close monitoring. I have to keep going hospital. Back, for scans.
No admission? Were you admitted? Oh, okay.
So it was just like outpatient scan. So I have to go back. I can't remember, every month or something to check how bad is the invasion.
Okay.
Yeah. Then so from accreta, it became a confirmed percreta.
Okay.
Because percreta is when it invaded into some organs.
So it did invade. It really did happen. It went into certain organs.
Okay, maybe they couldn't really determine whether they go into the bladder, but it definitely touched the bladder. Because they can only determine all this, right, from MRI.
Damn, this is scary.
Yeah, I thought I even had to do MRI. MRI is actually not safe when you're pregnant, but no choice. I had to do a MRI. I did twice.
Oh my.
To see how bad was the
condition.
Yeah, the invasion.
Right. And but they told you when they discovered that you have placenta accreta to keep coming back for checks. And then coming back for checks is to make sure you don't go into percreta. And if you do, they have to intervene. Correct? There is no preventive measure for it escalating to a percreta.
Basically, at that point in time, right, there's nothing I can do, or rather they can do to prevent it from worsening. It's really just
nothing preventive.
Just managing
managing as it happens.
Yes, correct. Okay. And planning. So it's an ongoing planning that the team of doctors were doing.
What to do if that were to occur. All right. Then what did they do?
Okay, so I mean, back end, I'm not sure what were their discussion all about, right? But eventually there was a plan.
What was the plan? Yeah.
So but prior to that, it was okay for this condition, right? The difficult thing is they will always tell you that look out for bleeding.
Okay.
Yeah, because placenta has invaded, right?
Yeah.
It's out of the womb.
Yeah.
So look out for bleeding. Look out for the water bag leak. At any point in time, should any of this happen, same thing. Check yourself into the ER.
Okay.
Then I cannot travel. I can't even go JB. So I'm confined within Singapore. Okay, so
if I got VEP, you'll be more fed up. I got VEP, I still cannot go JB.
Yeah, very, very tough. Very tough. So first pregnancy, the same thing. Second pregnancy, I didn't have any baby moon at all.
Baby what?
For both. Baby moon. So baby moon is a holiday that you do when you are pregnant.
Is there such a thing? How the fuck that? I didn't know there's such a thing. How come we never had a baby moon thing? My wife and I, we didn't have a. I gotta talk to her, man. What the hell is baby moon?
But I think in the Western context, baby moon is like some celebration or some party to do a gender review. But for Asian context, it just means that you go for like a honeymoon, but with your baby, baby moon. Yeah. So this
you
is the
talk
Asian
about gender reveal. Yeah. You know what we did with the gender, for our gender reveal.
You can share.
We my wife designed by hand a card for our gynae.
Okay.
Because we told our gynae, don't tell us the gender. Do not tell us the gender. We don't want to know. Yeah. And so she made this card where you have a boy and then you have a girl and a check-off box. Very simple. So we told the gynae, okay, listen, I'm going to give you this card. You're really, on the day that she discovered the gender, and check off for us the gender, then put it back into the envelope. We will decide whether we want to find out or not. So we ended up, talk about gender reveal, baby moon party all. We ended up in Marine Parade Central Hawker Centre having dinner. Then we look at each other after we makan. Hey, how ah? Want to see or don't want to see? Want to see or don't want to see?
Okay.
But in the end, we decided we want to see. So we opened up and said, okay, ready? Ready? Boom! Boy! Yeah, so, but we never had a gender reveal party thing. It was done in Marine Parade Central Hawker Centre. Just the two of us, you know? Yeah. So this baby moon thing is new to me, man. Where the hell have I been? Okay, so let's go back to this. So basically, they discovered that you've got it became Percreta. They had their plans made already. So what did they do?
Okay, so basically,
They told
same
you
thing,
blood.
C-sec.
Yeah, blood. Oh no, hang on. Let me just, because for the benefit of our viewers and listeners, right? I mean, it's good for women to know this, and couples. I really want them to know this. I think these are little important issues that I would like to bring forward. It's my part of my public service, you know? As if I'm so quiet. Okay, so we want to really bring this to them. Yeah. So bleeding is one sign. The other one is if the water bag would have burst or break.
And on any signs of infection, basically like fever.
Right. Okay.
Know. Yeah. So basically, they just want you to be very, very, very safe. And at any point in time, should there be anything that is abnormal during the pregnancy, just check yourself.
Go to A&E. So what happened to you? Did any of these things happen to you?
I recall there was a scare. I think I had influenza A.
Oh, do we?
So I had fever, right?
Okay.
Then no choice. I have to go into the A&E. Then then they check. Okay, influenza. Then I have to be warded for monitoring. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
And
so they just want to make sure that infection has nothing to do with the...
But you had influenza A. I'm trying to really break this down. So they decided to admit you. You were warded. Then what happened?
I can't recall for influenza A. I think they just managed me until I'm well.
Yeah, but there was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with you at that time.
For the placenta.
For the placenta.
I mean, it's still managing the Percreta condition. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then you were discharged.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think I forgot to mention. So look out for bleeding and stuff, right? But there are still a few things that I cannot do. So no traveling was one thing. No heavy lifting more than 5 kg. So I cannot carry my daughter at all.
Poor husband.
I haven't. That was the last thing So I can't remember what was the term. Is it pelvic rest or something?
Okay.
So basically, that it just means that no bedroom activities,
boy. So, poor guy, man. The poor guy. Okay.
Yeah.
First, the wife away, hospitalized 2 months. Then now this one. We got a kid. You already have a kid. Giselle was born.
Yeah.
And then you can't do this. You can't
Same thing,
do that.
2 months.
I know.
Because 20th weeks, right? So 40 minus 20. Yeah, correct.
My goodness. Poor chap. So you can't do any heavy lifting.
Cannot.
What else? What else is there for people to know? To watch out for?
Nothing. Basically, you cannot put yourself at risk for anything, So the whole body is like very, very precious. Yeah.
Ayo, thank goodness I'm a man. Right. It's so difficult, isn't it?
Actually, the most difficult part I would always say is the emotion well-being.
Emotional well-being, yeah, okay.
Till today is like I'm still very, very thankful that I didn't go into any depression for both my pregnancy. Because I think it could be quite depressing, right?
Of course.
I mean, to be confined with it, or to be like in jail in KK, for 9 weeks. And in
jail.
I mean, sorry to say
I can remember every crack on the ceiling.
No, but really sorry to say the C ward is not
more
very
cracks
nice.
in the ceiling.
Really, I was like, the initial period I was really depressed, I mean, apart from being very scared and very lost, don't know what to do, right? The surrounding doesn't help.
Yeah. So tell
That was
me what's so bad about the
COVID.
C ward.
I mean, that was time before COVID, right? So prior to COVID, there was no limitation in terms of visitors.
Right.
So C ward, you can have, I don't think there was a limit. So I have a lot of people around me.
You had a lot of people around you.
Not my visitors,
Yeah,
but
other visitors.
Yeah, because basically in the C ward, there are mummies who have just delivered.
Yeah.
And you know when you just deliver, everybody was...
Oh, it became a fish market and you're part of the fish market.
Everybody will be crowding around looking at the baby, right?
Yeah.
But I'm the one that is...
Suffering.
That haven't delivered. I'm just there resting. I'm supposed to be baking. But there's no peace because there are so many people around me.
I mean, if it were me, I'd probably be arrested if I were to do that now. But if it were me, I'd probably go, hey, all you bloody idiots, all bloody celebrating happy like shit, y'all. Fuck off.
Then I'm like, I cannot rest. I wanted to draw the curtains, but the nurses didn't allow.
Imagine. Why?
They need to see you, monitor.
So closing the curtains, they cannot see you. What are they? Bloody night blindness. I mean, I don't get it. What the hell?
I think it's part of their protocol. No curtains to be drawn, unless it's for medical examination.
Sometimes common sense is rather uncommon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know that there's nothing that can prevent placenta percreta from occurring. You just got to go back and then manage it as it happens, right? So how did it happen?
How did it happen?
No.
As in, like, what caused it?
You're telling me you went in for influenza A and all that, then after that...
Oh, so how did they eventually settle it, right?
Yeah, I mean, what happened when you went back? You must have gone back, right? And then they told you, hey, Francis, you got placenta percreta now.
Oh.
Right? I mean, that must have happened, right?
Okay, so from 20th week, they told me it's accreta, right? So, like, every scan, they will just tell you that, I think it has developed into a percreta. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So there was a scan that told you that it developed into that. And then what happened next?
Same thing. They just managed, but so...
You were not admitted?
No need. Okay. So I just have to watch out for all the symptoms.
Okay.
Then they plan for the C-sec to be done at week 38 before the labor kicks in.
Okay. And then,
so they told me about the grand plan, the grand plan, what to do with me, right? So, so my doctor, my OB then he shared with me that there are, I think, past cases of placenta percreta in Singapore as well, but they went through what do you call that? I think they just went ahead and get everything out. Then, can't remember exactly what was. Okay.
Dig deep into the archive, please.
Yeah. I mean, that was the unfortunate one, So in a way, she set the precedent of like not. So there was this case of this lady, right?
Okay.
That they just go ahead and deliver the big cut and deliver the baby and the placenta out.
Yeah.
But because percreta, there is chances that the placenta is infused into some organs, right?
Wait. It can be infused.
Okay, it can.
But invade is one thing, but infusing is another. Okay, infusing. So it can become part of an organ.
So that means when it invade into the bladder, that means it's part of the bladder.
Oh my goodness.
So for that lady, she wasn't as fortunate as me, I would say, because her doctor actually just delivered everything out and then just take the placenta out. And of course, out came the bladder, I think, or rather it damaged the bladder. So she had to have some repair work. I mean, that was what I recall. I'm sorry if I remember wrong.
You mean the placenta, the organ could have come out in the placenta?
Or it could have like tore.
Oh my goodness me. Ouch.
So basically, her bladder was damaged and she had to have some repair works, or she need to have...
You don't say, man. Yeah, of course. But how about you then? What did
So
they
for
do?
my case, because of her precedent, right, my doctor decided to go conservative. So he did the conservative approach. He left the placenta in situ. I think that was the term. Placenta in situ.
Okay.
That meaning to keep the placenta inside.
Yeah.
So they cut me the vertical way.
Yeah.
So usually C-sec is the horizontal cut.
I don't know. Okay.
It's at the bikini line, the horizontal cut.
Okay.
But for my case, it's the straight cut. That means the traditional way, the old times.
Okay, they went vertical instead of going horizontal.
Yeah, but it was a very high cut. So it's like from my rib down, then loop.
Huh?
Yeah, so cut
Loop around
straight,
the
then
navel.
loop around the navel, and then down again.
Crap.
Yeah.
And then?
Then of course open
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
Then deliver Gordon. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Clamp and cut the umbilical cord.
Yes.
Then keep the placenta inside.
And then?
Then sew me back.
But isn't the placenta supposed to be?
It's not supposed to be inside, because when you have placenta inside, right, you can run into a lot of risks. I mean, basically, the body cannot have a foreign items inside.
Yeah.
Right?
You're supposed to be delivered as well as a second delivery.
Correct.
There's always two deliveries.
Correct. So I cannot deliver out the placenta because of that case, right? So the doctor wants to keep the placenta inside. Then he, of course, prior to this, he did some safety measures, like I can't remember, some balloon stuff that they inserted into, I think, my groin area.
Yeah.
I mean, that was to prevent hemorrhage, I recall. Yeah.
Okay.
That was before the surgery itself.
Right.
So I think they inflated the balloon so it can help to manage the blood flow.
Right.
Then what happened next? And prevent hemorrhage.
Yeah.
Then they kept the placenta inside. I can't recall if they give me any injection or things like that.
Okay.
Because I'm on full GA.
What I really
so
like
I'm
to
really
know.
knocked out now. So I don't even know what was.
I'm glad you were on full GA. You had better have been on bloody full GA. You're going to be kidding me if you were not on GA.
Yeah.
But I want to know what happened to the placenta. Did they take it out?
No.
Even
So
today is still new.
No lah.
Ay, walao eh.
So the doctor actually gave me a timeline. He mentioned
This story over there, I know.
yeah, he mentioned that the placenta will dissolve eventually within a year.
Huh?
Yeah,
It does?
it will. Suppose it was supposed. I mean,
It dissolves on its own, you mean? Not by medical intervention for it to dissolve.
I think maybe they did inject something, to help
To
with
help
to let it dissolve.
Because from what I know is that for those of you who have not yet become parents, couples and singles alike, just to let you know, I mentioned earlier on that there are two deliveries. I'm not giving advice. I'm telling you by experience because I'm a dad, okay, of a coming 17-year-old. So listen carefully. Just steady, So I'm daddy telling the future daddies, okay? There are two deliveries. One is the delivery of the baby, and followed by, immediately following that better happen, is the second delivery of the placenta. So, that time when my missus went through an all-natural delivery, right?
Yep.
It took more than a bloody day.
Yep.
And it's all-natural, no epidural, nothing. No kidding, guys. Yeah, I mean, you should have heard it, man. The whole level 8 of Raffles Hospital, you can only hear one person screaming. Like a lone wolf in the night.
You, right?
No, are you kidding me? I only screamed that moment when I made the mistake. Never do this, gentlemen. All you husbands out there, please learn from this man. Do not go and be a hero and tell your wife who's in labor, when you're in pain, just hold my hand tight. Don't do that, especially when she got manicured nails. Okay? And because, believe me, she dug into my hand. Yeah, and that's the only time I yelped. But, my goodness, she refused epidural, right?
Yeah.
Her screams. And not just a scream, she was cussing like a sailor. Till the midwives looked at me, and the OB looked at me, and the doctor looked at me and went, well, your wife is quite a sailor. Then when Ethan was finally born, and I walked out of the delivery ward, there's a reception table outside with a receptionist, and she said, "Oh, delivered already?" I said, "Yeah." How you know? Well, the screaming stopped. It was quite the experience. I'll never forget for as long as I live. But I tell you the funniest bit though, when Ethan was born, I made sure that we had a PD on standby. He came out premature, but his weight was like any normal average baby for a premature kid.
Yep.
And he was rushed to the ICU. Because one of his lungs didn't work.
Oh.
Yeah. And the PD pulled me to run with him to the ICU, which I did. The missus is still inside the delivery ward, right? So I ran with him to the ICU. he was explaining to me along the way why running the ICU. And I told him, Doc, listen, take care of my son. I got to take care of the wife. And I ran back.
So sweet.
Yeah. I can't say that I was torn between the two. Because this may sound a bit selfish, but I'm only human, right? I've just seen my newborn. I know my wife a lot longer, you know. And without the wife, right, that kid would not be here. So I had to weigh priorities. So I ran back, and I tell you, that's how this scene is in my head as if it happened yesterday. I ran back, and this is what I saw from the frame of the door, looking in. I saw the doctor doing this, pulling out the umbilical. And it was like, I couldn't believe what I was watching, you know, because it looked like it was so long from here to Ang Mo Kio. But and that was because she was the doctor was very particular about that second delivery. The placenta must come out.
Yeah.
And she was seriously, very serious about it. And I ran back in and they said, don't worry, it's out. Yeah, I said, great. And then I ran back to ICU to see the PD. And the PD said, Mr. Hanson, don't worry about it. Both lungs are working fine. Yeah. Then I went for prata.
I hope you tapao back for her.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course I did. She had but martabak before, when she was in labor, because she wanted it so badly.
Yeah.
And then she had another one right after. So it's So like I said, I think as parents we don't forget these things, right? It's like that's why I also said just now, poor husband. So they discovered that you were having that. Okay, then they left the placenta, and then what happened next?
So it was supposed to dissolve by its own within a year, right? So mine actually dissolved within 6 months. But same thing, there were some scares in between. I think I had some infection, can't recall. It was a UTI. So same thing.
Urinary tract infection.
Yeah, so when you had fever, all this, right, then you have to go back to the hospital again, the A&E, because they need to make sure that it's not because of the placenta. Because it's called retained placenta now, you know, because the placenta is inside. So whenever there's a retained placenta, there's always the risk of hemorrhaging or the risk of going into sepsis or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So you didn't get a chance to do what some Cantonese people do?
Or make the placenta with some capsules, right?
Not capsule, soup.
Oh.
It's amazing. It's just on the topic of placentas. Some certain customs, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but or any race or nationality, but some cultures actually either cook it. It says so nutritious and it's really healthy. It's a healthy herbal soup. The other culture would say they would take it, go to the kampong backyard, plant it, and it grows into a tree.
Very good fertilizer.
But a tree actually grows out of it. This is a story my mother told me before, my grandmother ever mentioned before, and my father also told me the same story.
Oh,
yeah.
Placenta grow into a tree.
Yeah, you plant it in the soil, it actually grows into a tree. So it's quite a story. Anyway, some cultures actually do. They have different. They do different things traditionally for where the placenta is concerned. Now let's talk about parenting. Where you don't silly. Like really?
Long
really?
way. Eh?
Yeah, long. Oh, I got a lot more questions. Yeah. You mentioned in previous interviews that you couldn't even pick up Giselle when you were pregnant with Gordon.
Yeah,
because you couldn't carry heavy weights.
Right.
Did you have to explain to the then 3-year-old?
Yeah.
Definitely, why not? Did she understand?
Yes and no, maybe. I always tell her that, because she knew that I was always like in and out of the hospital. I always need to go for doctor visits. So I could always use that as, to explain to her like what exactly is happening to me. Then I did. I was very, very sorry. I mean, very poor thing, right? 3 years old, they always want to be carried, all this. Then daddy carry lor, then mommy can only hug. So you just stand on the bed, then I hug you lah. Something like carrying, but just that I cannot leave her off the bed. Yeah, so that was what I did lah. Then I'll just explain to her, if I carry you, what will happen. I mean, she can understand lah. But on some days, she will still have her tantrums. Like till now, some days, sometimes, at this age, right, she will still say that, oh, because of you, she will tell her brother lah, because of you, mommy couldn't carry me for how many months, very funny. Yeah.
You mentioned that stress is one of the precursors or cause of these conditions that you've encountered before. Would that be a message that should be spoken to most women or all women out there who are planning to be moms, that this is something that they should be more watchful of?
Okay, I think for the PPROM, yes, for stress wise, but be it, whether is it for PPROM or anything, right? I feel a pregnancy shouldn't be a painful or shouldn't be a stressful thing.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always anxiety and stuff because you don't know what's going to happen to the baby, right? Because you don't know what's happening inside. But really have to keep a very positive mind and try not to let the work affect you. Yeah, because you never know how stress can affect anything. Even when we are not pregnant, stress can do a lot of damage to the body. Yeah, so stress is one of them for PPROM. I forgot to mention my Percreta. So just now I mentioned about Percreta happened because of the C-sac lining, right?
Yep.
The scar, right? Because I actually did a polyp removal just before I conceived.
Right.
So I kind of also attributed it to that procedure that I went through. So because I had a C-sac scar, then I went to do polyp removal. So basically polyp removal means that there is some invasive stuff happen inside and some scraping, So when you scrape the inner wall of the, is that uterus?
Yeah.
There will be some weakened walls.
Lining.
Near the C-sac scar, the old C-sac scar. Even though it could have healed way back years ago, right?
But the thing is, most women today, well, not just today, man. It's been like for a very, very long time. Most women opt to go for C-secs.
Yeah.
And most women also, when they see their gynae regularly, right, and they discover there are polyps. Some women are polycystic, right? So they have these polyps removed rather frequently too. It's not as if it's a one-off. Right?
Yeah.
Being so prevalent and it's usual and common, wouldn't it be obvious, or wouldn't it be logical that a condition, I don't know whether or not, I'm not a doctor, right? So I can't, I'm just using the word condition for the lack of a proper term. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Where placenta percreta is concerned, that it could become even more common for most women. Because most women opt, from the second child onwards, that is, most women opt for C-secs.
Yeah. So one of the factors, risk factor for placenta accreta and percreta, right, is multiple C-sec. Yeah. So when you have a C-sec, right, you have the risk of getting
the risk is just higher.
Yes. Correct. Then of course, if you have any procedure done before conceiving, it will just make it even higher.
Okay.
The probability of getting a percreta.
Now I'm going to move on to the next segment. Okay. And that would be family and marriage. Your husband said he felt clueless the first time around. The first time around when you were having Giselle. How did he change to support you differently during the second pregnancy?
Okay. It's a bit different. So for the first one, I'm warded, right? I'm admitted into the hospital. So his support then was to every day, shuttling between the hospital and home.
Yeah.
So he goes to work, Then after work, he will
No
come.
kid yet, that's
no
why.
kid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So after work, he will comes to he'll go to the hospital to visit me. Then he'll go back home. So every day just repeat on the repeat mode. Yeah. So the support then was like that. He's being there for me lah. For that 9 weeks of stay, and of course after Giselle is out. Yeah. Then for Gordon it's different because that pregnancy I don't need to be admitted. So I'm still at home.
At home.
Right.
Okay.
So his support is very different. I mean, he just need to be there. I mean, help with the lifting, the heavy lifting. Yeah. So basically just being there, be there lah. Be there and being there.
Okay. Facing a life or death situation is difficult in any couple.
Yeah.
How did the two of you stay close and support each other through the fear, the psychological and the emotional aspect of the crises?
So the first pregnancy for PPROM, the risk was higher for the baby, not for the mommy. For the second one, Percreta, the risk was actually higher for the mommy. Okay, it's equivalent.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, both are at risk.
Yeah.
So I think for my husband wise, he chose to just take one step at a time. He didn't really let it affect him. I felt. And yeah, because never once did we actually talk about like death or like what will happen, what will happen if you suddenly got admitted and what if something happened to you at the hospital bed. Yeah.
You didn't talk about it?
No.
How come?
I don't know leh.
Would you think, wouldn't it have been a this is just a conversation, okay? Wouldn't it have been a obvious thing to do?
To discuss?
Yeah.
I don't know. He just keep assuring me that everything will be fine. Yeah. Don't need to worry.
Or
maybe at
just
the back,
avoidance?
Yeah.
Just avoiding the topic. What do you think? Do you think it should have been spoken about? Or even if it's not you, if you hear of another couple and they're friends of yours and you hear something like this happening, or anything that's a crisis to the family where a life is in danger, if you're very close to them, would you give them the suggestion or the advice as a friend that have you guys discussed this before or have discussed it already? Do you think people should?
I think it really depends on the couple. Because I think for my husband wise, he should be able to manage even if anything happened to me, because I have a village behind me to support him. Yeah.
It's nice to have a village, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a village or a kampung to help you raise a kid.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think he could probably had some assurance then. Yeah. So
when the kids were born, respectively, did they have to go straight to NICU?
So no.
No.
I need to go to ICU.
You went to
Not
ICU?
Yeah.
For which one? Which pregnancy? The first or second?
Gordon.
For Gordon.
Yeah.
You went to ICU?
So for that, that Percreta surgery, right?
Yeah.
Is actually considered a major op. And I heard from my gynae, right, was that there were more than 20 doctors in the operating theatre for me. So of various
20 doctors.
Yeah, from various disciplines. Basically, I think definitely you will have your gynae, right? You will have the pediatrician, right?
Yeah.
You will have the anesthetist.
Yeah.
These three are a must have. Then I think they have the oncologist. They have, I can't recall, but he did mention there's more than 20. Everybody was on me, like because I think it's like, I can't recall why do they need to have an oncologist?
That's strange.
I think there could be some there could be a chances that I need to do a hysterectomy. That means remove the whole womb.
Okay.
What? I can't recall. But there was this risk factor lah.
Okay.
I might need to remove my womb.
20 doctors were present. How
I don't know because when I enter into operating theatre, right? Definitely there isn't. I mean, there wasn't like 20 of them, but there's quite a big number of them looking at me already.
Okay.
Before I've been put to sleep.
How was the bill looking like, man? At the end?
Oh, I'm really very lucky for both. Okay, for Giselle's one, because I opt for the C ward, right?
Yes.
So, of course, MediSave covered most of it.
Yeah.
I think the bill came out to be 40 over 1,000.
Okay.
Then I don't need to pay a single cent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even though I stay in the C class ward for 9 weeks, and she stayed in special care, which is a step down unit from ICU, for a week, the whole bill was just 40 over 1,000, and I don't need to pay cash. But it was from my MediSave lah.
Okay. Okay. And it's
Then
also
for-
subsidized lah.
Then for heavily subsidized. Then for Gordon's case, not promoting for the insurance lah, but yeah, my personal shield plan could cover placenta previa. Yeah, so placenta percreta is a complication that arise out of placenta previa. Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So based on placenta previa, my whole bill was covered by the insurance.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot how much was that, but I
The
was
reason why I asked is because say there are 20 doctors looking at you. My goodness, all they got their own fees, you know.
Yeah. The bill wasn't cheap.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You remember how much?
I don't recall.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
I think less than 100K lah.
What? All right.
Yeah, definitely a six.
6 digits. Huh?
Yeah.
My goodness me. Wow.
6 or maybe 5. High 5.
It's enough to land someone else in hospital because he's had probably had some heart palpitations looking at the bill. You had trouble with milk supply.
Yeah.
And you moved to formula after 2 months. Was there any mom guilt?
Definitely. I mean, women nowadays, right, with all the education about breastfeeding, breast milk is gold, standard, things like that. You always want to give the best to your child, right?
Yeah.
So for Giselle, I breastfed for 6 months, but same thing, I was a very low supplier, even though I managed to breastfeed for 6 months, but it wasn't a full breast milk feed. Then for Gordon, it was just like 2 months or slightly less than 2 months because the placenta was still inside. Because, okay, when our body works very, very...
So wait, the placenta is hard to naturally produce milk.
Okay, because the body, right, you will get the signal from the placenta, I think. When the placenta is out, it means that the baby is out, right? Then it's time to produce milk.
Wow, really? Yeah. Wow, this is the first I've heard.
So with the placenta still inside, the body has not recognized the fact that you have delivered because there's still something inside. So the milk production was really very, very, very little. Yeah. Because I also did check with the lactation consultant then, will there be chances of me having more breast milk? Then she also couldn't answer because it's too rare lah. They also don't have much clinical cases, to fall back on. Then she said, just try. Because there are also cases of breastfeeding from what do you call that? Non-lactating mother. That means a woman that is not pregnant at all.
Right.
I mean that's very hard lah.
Sure. But I mean in this day and age, right? I mean I'm pretty sure that most especially our Singaporean ladies and mothers, most of the people out here are educated. They would know that there are values in providing breast milk or mother's milk to their child, right? I'd be stunned to know if there's any mother out there who just refuses to provide mother's milk to their child.
I mean, same thing. It depends on individual, but most of the women that I know nowadays, right, they all wanted to breastfeed. Okay. So much until sometimes I feel it was too much for them,
Okay. Come think of it, now that you mentioned about the placenta thing, it's amazing to me that when the mother delivers the placenta and the body sends a signal that, okay, time to produce milk, because now she's a mummy, right? And the signals are being sent to the brain and everything else starts to work, yeah? Because now I know why lah. When I saw my wife's umbilical coming out, the placenta so long from here to Ang Mo Kio, putting out. Right? Now I know why. Because she became a cow. She was a cow, okay? Trust me. I mean, my goodness me. 3 homes, 3 freezers filled with her milk. So it was amazing. Yeah, my goodness. I never knew any one singular person could produce so much milk. But it was fantastic. I think it was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed her motherhood, her journey. I thoroughly enjoyed it up to delivery, up to even after that, feeding that kid, and really, it's something that I would never ever let go of, and it's an amazing experience. And I just want to say this to couples out there who plan to get married, just got married, or been married, and refuse to plan for a child. Try not to miss out on it. It's an amazing experience, and till this day, I still think it's an amazing experience.
No
Up to
regrets.
this day, as a parent, no regrets, not at all.
Yeah.
You spoke before about how hard it is to find support groups or help here in Singapore. Is that why you are so focused on helping other parents now?
Yeah. So during my time, technology wasn't so advanced then, right? So we don't even have like Facebook groups or things like that. So I have nowhere to actually turn to get resources, to get knowledge, So there wasn't any support group within Singapore. So even for my Percreta case, right, I could only find some support group that was based in US. I mean, if you go into Facebook, you can still find them. So I gained my knowledge from that support group.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't like from a local kind. So,
But it's so strange. I mean, because if a country, a developed nation like ours, so advanced, so many damn things gleaming, skyscrapers, blah, 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 and we don't even have something like this.
I think because of my complication, it's kind of rare. Yeah, so...
But complication during pregnancy can occur. Any kind of complication could occur.
Yeah.
Even if it's going to be an emergency for... I mean, look, even a baby could be impacted. There's conditions that's been around for a while, like spina bifida. Right? There's so many things, and then there's no support group for pregnant mothers. It is crazy. It's crazy. In my mind, it is crazy. So if a couple is in hospital right now in a similar situation, what is the best piece of hope you can give them?
Wow. So for daddy's point of view, or mommy's point of view, okay, because mommy's point of view wise, right, the mommy would be the one that is not say suffering lah, but she's the one that is bearing all
goes through most of the challenges.
Yes, correct. I mean, physically, mentally, right?
Emotionally as well.
So yes, correct. So definitely plan for your postpartum recovery.
Okay.
Because I mean, you need to see whether do you have sufficient support at home, because after going through such a traumatic experience while during the pregnancy, right? The next thing that you have to look forward to is the confinement.
Okay.
I mean, the confinement itself, it can be a bittersweet thing. I mean, it really depends on your luck. I mean, most of the women here in Singapore, they will get confinement nanny from across the borders, right? So, but unless you really find a gem, most of the time, I mean, from the horror stories that I heard, you might not find a good fit.
They live with you, right, for 1 month.
Yes,
right?
Correct. So, I mean, it also depends on your personality, whether you and the auntie can click or not, So imagine like discharging back home, and then you have a stranger in your house and you cannot get used to her.
Yeah.
That will cause significant stress as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then for the husband point of view, if the wife is not happy, the husband also cannot rest well.
Yeah.
Right? Then the husband has been going through all the
happy wife, happy life lah.
Yeah. So well, I always tell my client, I run a confinement center.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, in a confinement center setting wise, you don't just rely on one person. You have a team of caregivers to look after the mummies and the babies. Yeah. So in that aspect, right, you don't just rely on one person and that person doesn't stay with you.
Right.
Because we have a separate accommodation for mommy. So baby will stay in the nursery. Mommy will have her own 2-bedroom.
Right.
That she can stay with her husband.
Right.
And if she has an elder child, or even fur kid, they can all stay together.
Including the fur kid.
Yes.
Right.
So they are pets friendly. So it's a nice thing to have lah. The last thing we want is the mommy to be isolated again. Especially for my case. Imagine I have been confined for 9 weeks prior to that, right? Then imagine I still need to be confined again for another 4 weeks. Then that's like how many? 13 weeks, right?
You should have a middle name. The middle name is Confined.
Confined. Yeah.
Francis Confined Wong.
I'm like, I don't want to be confined again. It's like I think I had enough.
But now you're in the confinement business.
Yeah, but the business
so
that
you're the warden in the prison.
Yeah. No lah. The mummies that check into our center, we don't really confine them, right? A lot of them told us that they don't feel like they are doing a confinement. They feel like they are in a staycation.
Okay.
Basically, it's really for them to enjoy the space.
Right.
For them to really focus on their own recovery, their own me time, So, baby is in the nursery. They can always call for the baby to be sent to their unit. And then once they are done with the bonding, they can just ping us. We'll bring baby back. So, mommy dictate how long she wants to spend the time with the baby.
Right.
Yeah. So, we don't force the baby, force her to have the baby most of the time. So, because at the end of the day, we just want the mommy to focus on her own recovery, her own mental well-being. So, take care of herself during the first 4 weeks, then everything all good, then she can.
Okay, where's the husband in all this? The mommy's taking care of. How about the husbands? I tell you, when they become fathers, I realize when the husbands become dads, they are the little spectre shadow in the corner of the house. Everything is a mummy and the kid. The husband nowhere to be seen. No. He's there, but he's like in a corner somewhere.
For daddy in the confinement center, right, it's very, very different. So daddy and wife, husband and wife, they can stay together in the unit, right?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
So, not all centers offer this option,
You're not kidding me.
Yeah.
You mean they separate the husbands and the wives?
It really depends on which centers. But
that's rubbish, right?
It's... Or maybe the husband doesn't want to be confined together with the wife.
Oh, that one suspect.
Yeah. So, but for us, our accommodation is pretty spacious. So the husband don't mind staying together. Basically, it's like a home away from home kind of environment.
Where's it located?
Right? In Orchard.
In Orchard Road.
Yes.
Wow.
Just behind Wisma.
It's a private piece of property.
It's a service apartment.
Okay.
So it's really like a 2-bedroom apartment, a condo, with condo facility. So the daddy can enjoy the pool, the gym, steam room. So
now we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's why daddy don't mind staying there.
Of course I have to do my due diligence before having any one of my guests here. And Kai, can we? Yeah, that's it. And this is where Frances, this is the operation she manages. It's called Hatched Plus, right?
No, Hatched Confinement
Okay, sorry. Hatched Confinement Oasis.
Yeah.
This is where you find the guys, guys, it's a good idea, okay? If your missus is expecting, you want to have gym lah, sauna lah, big swimming pool lah, right smack in the heart of Orchard Road, and then that is a great staycation for you too. So encourage the wife, pay the damn money, and get it done. Then. I'm not being, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, subscribers, my fans, just to let you know, I am not being paid to do this. Okay? But it is important. Mothers, please, expectant mothers, look after yourselves. And there are people to take care of you. You're not alone. Remember that. Okay? And this is not a paid episode, at least by Hatched. Okay? But it is important for you to know.
Yeah, I forgot to mention another thing is that because we have our in-house lactation consultant, so the LC in short, she will provide the
LC.
Yeah, she will
lactation
provide the
consultant.
Yeah, she will provide the breastfeeding guidance for new moms. This was something that I was lack of for both my pregnancy.
But I think this is
both
this psychologically affects a lot of mothers.
Yeah.
Because
if you are very into breastfeeding, right? You want to make it happen.
Yeah.
And you need to know how to make it happen if it's not happening naturally, So for my case, I was an under supplier for various reasons, but I only found out after I got into this business. Because
but you realize why?
Yeah, after I learned from my lactation consultant that, in order to have a successful breastfeeding journey, there are a lot of things that you need to prepare yourself. So if you're going to pump out the breast milk, you need to make sure that your breast pump flange is of the right size. We all have different sizes, right? So you need to make sure that your flange size is suitable for your nipple. So if it's too big or too small, you will end up having you won't be able to empty your milk fully. So when you don't empty a bit technical, when you cannot empty your milk fully, the residual milk will cause engorgement, Yeah, then and on top of that, the suction will not be optimal. Then when it's not optimal, it is sucked wrongly. Sounds wrong, but okay, you will damage your nipple, then you will have nipple crack, then it might bleed, and it's very, very, very painful. So for mommy wise, right, even though as much as you want to continue breastfeeding, it's quite demoralizing to continue because it's so painful. Every time you pump is a very painful thing, Yeah, breastfeeding shouldn't be painful.
I've got my arms crossed on my chest. I'm feeling the pain.
Yeah, imagine you have your own pain, be it natural or C-sec. Then on top of that, you still have your nipple pain or breast pain.
Oh!
Yeah, basically it's pain all over lah. Tough being a mother.
I never thought one day on this show, Kai, we'll be talking about breast milk and nipple pains.
Yeah.
I can't uncross my arms.
But I always say for women, right, the hardest journey of being a mother is never about like trying to conceive or being pregnant or the delivery,
Yeah.
Even though my two pregnancy was complicated, right? I think the breastfeeding journey was the worst because it's so painful. Maybe because baby was out already, right? So the focus is no longer about their safety. So the focus is now on breastfeeding. Yeah. But so it's the different kind of focus. So now I just have to handle the breastfeeding issues, right? Then I was like,
breastfeeding. Breastfeeding, it was a part of my life for a year. Well,
your wife was the lucky one. She was the oversupplier,
No.
Yeah.
No. I think to end the show, just when Ethan was born, she was very affected for the first couple of days because she could not produce. I had to bring her back to the hospital for them to talk to her. For the nurses to talk, there were no LCs, right? Never even heard of an LC before at that time. And so after that, and we went for prenatal class when she was expecting Ethan. And I went with, of course, I was with her and I learned how to swaddle and all that, blah, blah, blah. Pretty good, actually. I tell you, I learned a lot of things. I really paid attention. Like what happens during labor, blah. I was ready to go back, all there. Don't panic. And we didn't panic, to be honest. And coming back to the point about, and I knew that she had to produce 4 milk. Prior to everything else. That's like breaking open a dam, right? And 4 milks where there's actually quite a lot more nutrition in the 4 milk. She was so upset that she couldn't produce, and that's why I know firsthand that it does impact the mom if she cannot produce. And then, life and its ironies, right? After that, she became a cow lah.
Yeah.
But I understand that. It is clearly a much better thing now that you have consultants who can actually advise and counsel even, the moms who encounter situations like this. Even engorgement, we went through that too. And this is the way I always joke. We'll get the lettuce in the fridge, cut a hole.
Cabbage, not lettuce.
Lettuce lah.
Cabbage lah.
Prenatal, they told us lettuce, not cabbage.
Later you double check again because we have been using cabbage for the longest time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iceberg. Iceberg. I'm kidding. I think you're right. It's cabbage.
Cabbage.
Okay. Can we flash a family picture up, please? You know, Kai?
Yeah.
Now that Giselle is 8 and Gordon is 5, right?
No, now she's 11.
Oh, crap. Okay,
And
I'm
she's
sorry. 11 and?
8.
11 and 8. Look at
Yeah.
that. And this is where, ladies and gentlemen, having heard the story, this is where all of us should give a round of applause. Here we go. The whole family, man. Healthy kids, happy family, yeah? And well done. Great story. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing.
No problem.
This
I
is-
also hope my stories can give hope to those who are suffering.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the idea. That's the reason why I have Shine a Light.
Right.
And every now and then I must don't get away from the bad boy image and do some good public service lah. And speaking of which, this is where I need to do a sidebar. Sidebar with me, please, Kai. Okay, everybody. You've heard the story from Francis. And the energy that it takes to as an expectant mom, and also more importantly, the energy it takes to raise kids per se. Recovery, people. Recovery is everything, right? I mean, I'm whatever it is. I'm not saying that this is for moms who've just delivered. Okay, this is for anyone, for that matter, male, female. It doesn't matter. Energy recovery isn't just about the big medical moments. It's about the daily maintenance of our health. Is actually why I have partnered with Zevo Life. I found their focus on foundational health and recovery to be a total game changer for my own pace of life. So Zevo Life is the world's most nutrient-dense whole plant packed with over 50% plant protein, essential amino acids, fiber, and antioxidants. Just 1 teaspoon a day supports your gut, boosts energy, and promotes healthier skin and hair. And it is no wonder it's receiving rave 5-star reviews. So visit zevo.life and start your journey today with a 30-day risk-free guarantee. I want to also be fully transparent with you. I am an affiliate. So if you use the link in my show notes, I will receive a small commission. So that's the way you can support the show. And without your support, and I'm trying to support your gut health, and in return, it supports this show. And because I want you to experience the benefits, you can use my promo code CHCPOD, that is CHCPOD, at checkout to get 30% off your purchases. Whether you're recovering from a life event or just trying to handle the daily grind, it's a solid way to support your well-being. And thank you very much for joining in once again to the Chris Hansen Conversation. Come back, same time, same channel, next Friday. Until then, stay safe, everybody. Bye-bye. The Chris Hansen Conversation. Real talk, no filters. And a growing community of more than 100,000 subscribers across ASEAN. Right here from Singapore.